Hello, world. Welcome to the Cellf Code Podcast. I'm the one and only master myself. For everyone tuning in online, if you haven't already, check out the Cellf Code Collective on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and TuneIn. Video episodes are also available on YouTube. First and foremost, I am master myself. Like I said, I'm an entertainer. Don't take anything that I say seriously. Number two, the show is for adults only. Number three, this is a sacred space. I expect to be treated with respect, honor, and integrity. Number four, for my brother here and for anyone who speaks on this show, remember that you are free to express every thought and emotion that comes your way. This is all about you, and this is your opportunity to be heard by the world. Today's episode features another brother of mine. This is one of my, this is going to be one of my favorite episodes. This is one of my brothers, spiritual brother, and we've tapped in many times offline. Now I'm excited to do it online. He's going to be one of the Cellf Code's greatest out of our collective. And Miracle J, brother, I'm speaking to the part of you that looks in the mirror when no one else is around, when it's just you versus you. This part of you is where you will find your true self. It's through this episode that the world will get to know you better. We will find out what makes you unique, how you inspire the world, and how you perceive yourself. So my brother, without further ado, how you feeling, man? Welcome to the motherfucking show. Salute.
Shit, man. That was incredible intro, man. Incredible intro. Like, man, yeah. What a way to set the tone for the episode, man. I'm excited to be here. I've been on other brothers' podcasts, and yours been on my list, man. You've been on that hit list, so
yes, sir.
I'm excited to get started, man.
100%, man. Respect. Out of respect for you, brother, will you just introduce the world to who you are, to what you've been through so far in your life, and just tell the world exactly who you are so that they can get a kind of a glimpse as to who you really are on the inside.
For sure. So, as you mentioned, I'm Jayson, Miracle J, ordained warrior fighting monks by AZD, just like my brother here.
That's it.
And besides being the beast motherfucker that I am, I have a story that sticks with people once they really tap in with me and get to know me. This is something that is unavoidable, and it didn't make who I am. The circumstances didn't make me. It revealed to me who I really am. And that's the difference. I can tell you all the experiences I've had, and you can say, okay, this is why that person is like that. But no, it was already inside of me. So to get into it, just to inform everybody of how I came about. At the age of 17, junior in high school, I can wrap the story up in a nutshell. Woke up, I'm this young, handsome guy. Woke up, got ready to go to school, hopped in the car with my friend.
Yep.
We get donuts in the morning. I walk out of the donut shop, go to grab the handle of the door, and boom, I blink, and I'm waking up in a hospital bed not knowing what the hell is going on.
Wow.
So I'm sitting here I'm in a bed, and I'm staring at a doctor, I'm staring at my mom, some of my family members, like, what the fuck is going on? Somebody fill me in here.
Right.
So long story short, turns out my head had been run over by a car in my high school parking lot, which was a big deal for me because I had plans. I was obsessed to the max with skateboarding. That was going to be my future. I had my everything planned out. But now I'm in a situation where the left side of my body is paralyzed. I can't move my arm, can't move my leg. So for the next few years, I'm in and out of these rehabs. I'm going in and out of rehab, and I would go to these rehabs, and it started off with a bunch of depression. Started off with a lot of depression, me wanting to kill myself. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror.
Wow.
Like you said in the intro, you're talking to that part of me when I look in the mirror, it's just me and him. I didn't want to look at that motherfucker at all. I was mad at that motherfucker.
Wow.
How can you let this shit happen?
Mm.
So for the next few years, I'm in and out of rehab. I go in, do my shit. Insurance is like, okay, you maxed out. So they send me home.
Wow.
Fast forward, after back and forth of that, I get to a point in my life where I find myself at home in a wheelchair. And I'm, again, depressed, no motivation, no shit. I don't want to work out. And at that moment, something sparked in me. Something sparked in me. And I remember it clear as day. It's one of the most interesting moments of clarity I've ever had in my whole life. And I told myself, I never want to feel like this again. I never want to feel this depressed, this helpless. Fuck this shit. I'm more than this. I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me. I made a decision, and this is why I know that all it takes is a decision. Once a person makes the decision to do something, it's already done immediately in that moment. Because once I made that decision every day, like clockwork, I was walking. I lived in a small apartment, and there was a hallway outside my front apartment. And I would walk up and down this apartment. Remind you, I'm still in a wheelchair at this time. I can't really walk. I can probably take a couple steps. So I'm forcing myself to walk up and down this hallway until I can barely drag myself in. So enough of that. After some time, I'm finally able to walk with a stick and, slow progression. And the years after that were just full of me working on myself, and a lot of self-development and just becoming or revealing to myself who I really am and who the fuck Miracle J really is. So that's me in a nutshell, man. That's my story, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot to sum up right there, brother. That's huge what you were getting into, just your story and hearing that in person. But what is it when you say you're working on yourself? What is it? What was that process at that time where you were working on yourself? Because of course now we have a whole new understanding of what that means. I mean I know I do, based on everything I've learned from our mentor, AZD. I have a whole nother understanding of what that means as compared to my past. So what was that idea of working on yourself for yourself at that time?
It was a search. It was a really deep search, man. I had to go inside a lot of times in solitude when I couldn't find it in videos. I wasn't a real book person, so it wasn't too much reading, but me searching out there, soul searching, and I'm an artist, man. So I bought me. This was my first time ever buying musical equipment. I bought a microphone, mic stand, all that stuff, and I started venting through the music. And music released a lot of things that I didn't really know was there.
Wow.
And of course, after searching on the internet through YouTube, at some point you're gonna run across AZD, man.
Right.
You're gonna run across AZD, man. And from there, once you hear the truth, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
And so AZD was a huge, huge part of me gaining my power back. I'll put it like that.
Wow. So was there any moments in time where you were like you had that, so you were I guess you searching for the videos or what have you, just looking for some kind of motivation? Was there anything physically that you were doing at that time, or in comparison to now? Because I know that now I'm sure there's a lot more that you do, right?
You said physically?
Yeah. Like, was there anything that you were doing back then, like maybe just like getting in front of the mirror, like I was saying, like or anything like that?
I see.
Like any kind of any kind of physical process, I mean.
Yeah. Let me think, man. Outside of therapy and like things like that. I know what you're getting at. You mean like a ritual, something that I would do
Yeah.
for myself that I created.
Because the reason why I'm asking is because I feel like that would be if you could materialize that or vocalize that, what that is, whatever that process is, that could be the difference between somebody, staying in that condition in life, you know what I'm saying, and changing that condition. You get what I'm saying? Like just being aware of that. Because that's what I realized when I was looking back at my past. I was like, yo, I realized I had some kind of process, but there was no order to it. You get what I'm saying? Like in the past, that's how I got out of my funks. That's how I knew, okay, I need to move in this direction, or I need to work on myself or anything like that, like back in the past. So I understand that based on like my, understanding, like, okay, I had a process back then, but my process just wasn't ordered. You get what I'm saying? Like at all. So that's why I'm asking, because I feel like it could be the transition, you know what I'm saying?
So if I could, because mine had no order to it as well, but if I can just give a few things that I would do. Number one was, of course, watching YouTube and motivational videos to get my mind state in a place away from destruction, away from self-destruction. Another thing was, of course, the music. I wrote a lot. Matter of fact, that's probably it right there, man. I wrote a lot of poetry. I turned my lyrics that I would write into poetry, and I would write these stories about my experience and how I felt, and just turn them into something. I would take these really ugly moments, man, and write them and transmute them into something beautiful, relatable, and inspirational. And at some point, I remember it got to a point where people would read them when I was living in a rehab, and the therapist was reading them, and they would share them like with all the other therapists, and then they started like posting my shit on the wall, and like I couldn't believe it, bro, because I'm just venting and like doing my thing to make me feel better. Next thing I know, I'm a celebrity in there, man. They posted my poems on the wall, and I'm like, wow. So,
hell yeah. Bro, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's exactly what. So when you said that, that triggered for me, because that was part of my process. Like I came to understand at some point in my studying of AZD back then, that I could write and I could create, like I could tell my story. You get what I'm saying? And we were talking about that earlier, like in terms of understanding the power of our words, how we create reality with our words. You know what I'm saying? So we have that potential in every moment. So back then, that's what I was doing. I was writing, like you were saying, like I was doing. I remember I have clips that I was doing on Instagram where I was putting up spoken word. You get what I'm saying? Or writing down poetry, writing things down, and I have notebooks that I can tap into as well. Let me see where that was at. To where I can tap in, you know what I'm saying, to that frequency. And man, it's such a powerful thing to understand when you are in that process, to have, a process of getting you out of that funk. You get what I'm saying, of your mind, like you were saying, like, to have that actual process. Yeah, man. I mean, I just wanted to comment on that. So I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to comment on that part.
No, yeah, most definitely, man. Because that's why I like to do these podcasts, because you understand things that you didn't understand because you never really looked at it from an outside perspective or been asked the right question, man. Questions are so powerful, man.
Yes,
like I never would ask myself that question. So thank you.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure, man, to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? To because that's what happened to me, especially when I went on Yogi Chris's podcast. I was asked certain questions that I was just like, oh, why do I do that? That's a good question. I remember literally sitting on the podcast like, man, let me think about that, because I never thought about it before, And it's such an opening experience because you realize, oh, this is why I do what I do. You get what I'm saying? And that's essentially what the Cellf Code is. It's like we all have our own way of doing things because we all have our own responsibility to be ourselves. You get what I'm saying? And because of that, we have the ability to interpret our life for us. You get what I'm saying? To where it works for us. And then we just speak from our perspective. Because what other perspective can we take on? You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the only perspective that
literally have a Cellf Code, man.
Exactly.
It's literally our Cellf Code.
100%, bro. That's right on key, right there, right on cue. So my next question, bro, what does it take to be you? Is my question. What does it really take? If somebody could understand what it's like to sit in your shoes and be you, what does it take to do that?
One word, bro. One word. Takes a lot of motherfucking courage, bro. A lot of courage, man. It took a lot for me to come to a point where I can accept being judged by people. Like, if you've never experienced being in a wheelchair and being bound to a wheelchair, not having your arm work, or my arm being stuck like this, that's something new, man. And it takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of courage, man, to get to a point where you're saying, fuck this, I'm about to get up, I'm getting out of this wheelchair, I don't want people to feel sorry for me. It's so easy to go the easy route and let people do everything for you and accept being in a wheelchair and say, okay, this is a life in a wheelchair isn't so bad, it's not that bad, man. I don't have to walk. I mean, I'm using less energy, I mean, it's everybody want to do stuff for me. It's cool. I can get used to this, but to say fuck that and have the courage to step into the unknown. And I mean, I'm doing it every day with this process, with this beast process. This shit is magic, man.
Yeah.
Like, example with the exercises that were given to us, I could have said, man, I can't do burpees. Let me just find something else I can do. I'll be good with. They don't understand. Let me just do sit-ups. They'll get it. Let me just walk or something.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Let me see what limits I can push.
Wow.
And next thing I know, I'm inspiring people in the group. I didn't expect that reaction.
Yeah, for sure. Man, yeah, you're a living inspiration for powerful beasts, you know what I'm saying, men that take it upon themselves to take responsibility for their life. That means their ability to actually respond to life is happening, you know what I'm saying? And you are living that philosophy, you know what I'm saying? He said, how do I tap in to get the link? It should be in the Cellf Code, brother. So you're literally, you know what I'm saying, using the circumstance, you know what I'm saying, or whatever it is that's in front of you to transform in this moment, you know what I'm saying? And that's where everybody can draw inspiration from, you know what I'm saying? I can say that for sure. And that's such a powerful way to describe courage, man. I mean, that is, like I said, you're the living embodiment of that, you know what I'm saying? I respect you for that on so many different levels, you know what I'm saying? I will refer to you as a living prophet because, you are prophesying your own life, you know what I'm saying? You're living on the edge to where you have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to take part in this? Okay, how am I going to do this? I'm going to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And that's powerful, man. That's so powerful. So thank you for that answer, man. That was a great answer. It's probably been one of my greatest answers that I've gotten to a question. So, man, appreciate that. Salute. What's in the future for Miracle J?
Man, I've had this feeling that's never gone away, man, that I'm supposed to do something big. And how do I know? I don't. It's just a feeling that's plagued me for the longest. So I think what it is, man, I have to find a way to communicate this energy that I have to as many people as possible, because when I post certain things and get the reactions that I get, and so many people telling me the exact same shit
Yeah.
over and over, and me, I feel like the universe is telling me, like, what the fuck are you waiting for, bro? Like, there's so many people that need you. How many people do I got to put in your life to tell you this exact same message before you get your ass up and do something and communicate?
Mm.
So that's what I'm on a journey of doing, man. I'm in these groups that I can't really stand, man. These, you've heard me talk about it too, to ADD, these traumatic brain injury groups, and
Right, right.
there it's disgusting how they talk, man, the mindsets. But at the same time, if I make it about me,
Mm-hmm.
that's so small, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's so small. Now those people need me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the lens that I have to see this through. And it's not just those people with brain injuries. A lot of fucking people need me, man.
Yeah.
Not to sound like I'm just a fucking superhero or something, but when I'm having this effect on that many people, like with or without injury,
Yeah.
that's not a fucking coincidence.
Yeah,
So
yeah, not at all. And you have every right to accept that title, if you want to, of course, as the living prophet, because I mean that's how people are looking up to you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you're living on that edge of reality, and that's what it takes to master yourself. You get what I'm saying? You have to continuously evolve and seek your evolution every single day. Because if you're not doing that, then you're missing out. You know what I'm saying? You're not really realizing who you could be. So when you take the courage that you're applying to your life, and you know people can witness that, you know that inspires them to, I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? For Jayson, I got to do something because he's living it. I can't. What else am I gonna do? I can't fight that fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's what will change people 100%. So, man, salute on that. Man, appreciate you, brother. So let me see here. Well, I want to tap in on your natal chart. Let me go to that real quick. So what do you know your sign?
yeah, I'm an Aries rising.
The Aries, yeah. You said Aries rising?
I think so, man. I ain't good with the with the horoscope. Whatever the main sign is, I'm Aries.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, so yeah, the main sign is your sun sign. That's a sign that everybody knows. So your sun
Yeah,
sign is, yeah, it's an Aries. It's an Aries, 28 degrees Aries. Um, so essentially, man, that means that you live a passionate life. You get what I'm saying? By design, by your personal blueprint. Uh, that's what I like to call it. You know what I'm saying? Because if you study when you study astrology, you start to break it down. You understand, okay, this is just a blueprint for to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like a literal map to how you work. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're gonna read some parts of it. And it's gonna be like, I don't know about that, but it might be something that you have to personally face. You get what I'm saying, or that you face in your life already. So we can
yeah.
understand ourselves a lot deeper. You know what I'm saying, on a deeper level through understanding astrology. So that's what I've had the pleasure of helping people to come to understand. You know what I'm saying? While they come on here, that's my exchange. So I'm gonna send this to you. I'm gonna send this to you on your on Instagram, or maybe you shoot me your number and I can send it to you directly. But
I actually because I've looked into it before.
yeah,
I just didn't have, but I mean, I like to hear your take on it, man. Maybe you have a question or something that I can ask.
yeah, for sure. Well, so what I do normally is I just get on here and I it's an app that I put it in. It's called Astro Future, and pretty much all I do is I just put in your information and it gives you a whole map of everything. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope.
yeah. So I'm gonna just read from it and see if it resonates with you at all. And if not, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. Like we are the ones that give the meaning to our lives ultimately. So this is just an interpretation of, your personal blueprint when it comes to, saying how you were born, this, that, and the other. So your sun sign is the Aries, Your moon sign is a Scorpio. So do you get along with Scorpios? Like especially when it comes to females.
I have no clue, bro.
For real? Oh, okay.
I wouldn't believe the Scorpio if I talked to him, bro.
All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, there's levels that you can come to understand. But let me just read a couple parts about it. Let me see here. It says Miracle J is very career oriented, and his personal reputation and honor are of the utmost importance. He possesses a natural sense of organization and practical insight, and may excel at managing or supervising others. How you feel about that? I don't know.
The first part, yeah. I am organized. And did you say something about like passionate or something like that? Like
it says career oriented and personal reputation and honor of the utmost importance. He possesses a natural sense of organization and practical insight, and may excel in managing or supervising others. Let me make sure I got this information right, because let's see, sun sign is in Aries. All right, so this part is Mars. This is the part of you that's like the most passionate about you. So let's see if this is accurate at all. It says Miracle has a sense of true understanding and real sacrifice. Dedication to long-range goals. He is future-oriented, intuitive. He has an inner drive for all that's psychological, religious, and mystical. Artistic too. Miracle J is sensitive and can get lost in the clouds on occasion. He is not too logical or practical. How you feel about that one?
that's 98%, bro. That was spot on, man.
Yeah.
That was spot on.
What part do you feel like it wasn't?
The part that said it was something near the end. You said, was it not too logical? I feel like I'm logical as fuck. Like,
yeah, I would agree. I don't know why I said that. Yeah. I definitely agree on that. Yeah, man. So it's something that you can take a look at. You know what I'm saying? I like to understand it because it lets me know how I relate to everybody else. You know, so I have one part of my chart that is Aries, and so that energy is available to me. Like when it's my black moon, so it would be considered my dark side, right? So if I tap into my dark side, it's going to be in the Aries energy. You get what I'm saying? So Aries is also the sign that's associated with Mars. Mars is the sign that's associated with the most passion, the most hate, the most drive, the fuel forward. Like that's Aries. That's the Aries energy. You get what I'm saying? So that energy, the most passionate part of you, that's exactly what that last part was that I read for you. But I know I can recognize that in me. Oh, go ahead.
Aries is the god of war, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You agree with that part then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, man, I think that's what gives you that. I mean, I know you were talking about your was it rap contest or what have you, or what was it, the freestyle?
Oh yeah, rap battle I was in.
Yeah. So I mean, moments like that, that's where you shine. You get what I'm saying? So that's because, you know, like you were saying, like the Aries is the god of war. So you can see that aspect in yourself, and you just come to understand that. So I'm gonna send that to you, man, for sure.
Cool, appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'll shoot you my email.
Okay, smooth, perfect. Yeah, I'll do that a little bit later. All right, brother. Well, anything else, man, that you wanna speak on the stage to the world as they come to know you? You know, my intention is to bring you back. You know what I'm saying? Because I love having you here and just getting your perspective on a very few things. Is there anything else that you want to contribute to the world at this moment?
I guess I got a message, man, because this has been coming out of me more and more and more. I said next time I get the stage, man, I will speak on this. So I'll leave with a message.
Okay. So
I want everybody to take a look at where you're pushing your limits, man. Pushing your limits. Everyone it sounds good, you know, people get to that edge point and feel like they can go far, but are you really pushing your limits? Are you comfortable? Where are you comfortable? And just look at that and see where you can push your limits. At least sticking a toe outside that comfort zone, man, just to see what happens, man. I found myself today and recently, I would watch your videos when you would be exercising on Telegram and you'll be listening to David Goggins.
Yes, sir.
Bro, I'm so tapped in to Goggins right now, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
Wow, bro.
yeah, man,
Man.
pushing limits is super important, and you'll be surprised the growth you get out of being uncomfortable and
Mm.
expanding those boundaries. Because
Very
I've
well.
done it over and over again.
What was the last part, brother?
No, I just said because I've done it over and over again repeatedly.
Mm.
Yeah.
You've done the growth. Is that what you're saying, or?
Yeah, man. Almost every part of this injury and overcoming it,
Mhm.
nothing. I always had to. I felt like I was jumping off a cliff,
Mm.
trying everything
Mm.
because everything seemed like a big risk. I
Yeah.
didn't want to get hurt again. I didn't want to fall again because that can be it, man. If I have another brain injury, that can be lifestyle forever for me.
Yeah.
But every single time that I've had that courage
Mm.
to step out there and say, fuck it, let me try it,
Mm.
you always succeed, man. How do I know? How do you know that you're gonna succeed and you always succeed? Well shit, you still living, man. Look how many chances you done took in your life.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah.
That's deep. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's that's what the reason why I will from now on only refer to you as the living prophet, because you are living on the edge. That's what I was discussing about earlier. You are living on that edge where you have to figure out, or you're choosing. It's not like you have to. That's what everybody needs to understand. It's not like you have to. You could, like you were saying in the beginning, just chill, just be in the wheelchair, let people take care of you, this, that, and the other. But that doesn't require any activity on your part. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like very little, as to none. But you are pushing yourself and pushing those limits, and that's the part where I would say you are a living, embodiment of your philosophy, and that would in turn, be explained as a prophet. I would assume, because you are a living testimony to greatness, man. Like at this moment in time, just knowing you and having you here on this show, I know that this is a legendary moment because I know everything that you're stepping into. You know what I'm saying? And it's evident in your actions. Every action warrants a reaction from our universe, and you are living that truth. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I appreciate you being on, brother. Thank you for your time. Um, yeah, it's a pleasure
Appreciate you, brother.
having you. Absolutely.
This was amazing, man. This
Yes,
is
sir.
amazing.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. All right, brother. So everybody that tapped in, man, appreciate you. Salute while you were tapping in here. This is the Cellf Code Podcast. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and TuneIn, as well as YouTube. This episode will be up very soon. Salute, brother. Thank you again.